for information, right? So the whole reason that we're all on here tonight is because you guys are hearing about a brand new way young people are able to go out there, not only to network and to build relationships, but also to make an income. And this was really designed for people our age, people who are in school, people who already have full-time careers, people who really just have a desire to travel, adventure, and just want to do something different, because I think we all realize that when you do something different, you can get a completely different result. And so my name is Peter Unger. I'm stoked to be on here tonight with you guys. I am not in Antarctica. I'm actually out here in Southern Oregon. I'm 19 years old. And for the past year and a half of my life, I've been an entrepreneur in this industry. And so I have one request. That one request is that you respect our time, because we are going to respect yours. What that means is simply be attentive and have a notebook or something that you can take notes on, because this is explaining an entire business model, an entire company in a period of like 20 minutes. And so there's no way that you're going to be able to retain all this information without writing something down and really getting those questions on paper, because we're really just going to be able to explain the tip of the iceberg and just a little bit about how this works. And so, like I said, I'm 19 years old, living out in Southern Oregon. And for me, most of my life has been spent as an athlete. And so I plan on playing college football, and going into my senior year of high school, I personally was in a nearly fatal car accident. It left my spine unstable, and I was a couple hits away from being paralyzed from the shoulders down in sports. And so I no longer could play sports, and a lot of things in my life changed. I'm sure everyone that's on here tonight has had something that's gone on in your life where you have had to take a different route than what you planned on. That's usually what happens to most of us. And so that change inspired me to then go get a job to distract myself. And what I found from getting that job was that I didn't want to work for somebody else. And so looking at my dad, looking at people in my life who I looked up to, who were working hard. He was, successful in real estate, and yet at 60 years old, nowhere near retirement. And it really just woke me up. And so I started to do research, and I really started to look into the way that the world works, because growing up, most people taught me I needed to go to school and get good grades and work 40 hours a week for 40 years of my life to retire 40% of my income. And I knew that there had to be more to life than that. And so when I questioned that plan, I started to just become more aware. I looked at how large student loan debt was. I looked at the fact that 63% of employers don't really care about a degree, that 53.6% of kids a year out of college are unemployed or underemployed. Not to say that there's not value in going to school, but for most people, unless you need that degree, there definitely isn't. And so I learned a lot of different things just about the way that the world works, from the economy to our educational system, and it really altered my thinking. And so from that point forward, I made a decision that I wanted to do something different to then get a different result. And so what I found was I wanted to help people. I wanted to make a lot of money, to gain financial freedom, to impact more lives. I wanted to travel, but I didn't really know where to go from there. It was an idea. And so by the grace of God, I had an opportunity that fell into my lap, and it changed everything for me. I looked at this industry. I met some amazing people that were young that definitely, filled me with hope seeing their lifestyle, but I didn't have a lot of high expectations. And so what happened to me was that this completely exceeded all of them, because here I am a year and a half later. I haven't had a job in 12 months. I've been able to travel in and out of the country. I've been able to, go from being a kid who was deathly afraid of public speaking to now here in April speaking on stage in front of hundreds of people out there in Michigan. And everything in my life has transformed simply because of two things. I changed who I surround myself with and also what I'm doing, right? And so when you change who you're around and what you're doing, everything in your life can go out there and change. So what we're talking about tonight is Watabu Adventures to be exact. And so I heard about this industry a year and a half ago, and it completely transformed my life. And so knowing what it's done for me really shows me what it can do for other people, because I'm a normal average person who really has just been given the ability and a vehicle to go do something different. And I'm here to tell you guys that this is not the only vehicle to go out there and be successful in life. There are a million different ways to go out there and pursue your passions and dreams. And so the point of tonight is to educate you on this, so you can figure out if this fits in the puzzle and if this is going to help excel you in what you want to do or not. And so really, I think to understand Watabu, you have to know kind of where it started. And so Literally is a 10-year-old company that's done multiple millions of dollars of sales in different countries with a fuel additive and a skincare product. And they launched Watabu as a brand. And this company, Watabu, actually launched in August of 2016 from Literally. So just like Facebook owns Instagram, Literally owns Watabu. And so when they created Watabu, they did it for a couple purposes. Number one was that they looked at the fact that right now, 72% of millennials are spending more money on experiences and travel than they are materialistic items. And so our desires are all ready to be able to go out there and to travel, and most people just save up and they go, or it's a family vacation, or it's spring break or Christmas break. And the second thing that they kind of identified was that for everyone, not just young people, what people do on the weekends is they go out and party, or people will go on vacations, or they go to a music festival. And there's nothing wrong with what people do with their time, but more so the reasoning why they do it. And so when you look at it, people aren't doing these things because they necessarily always have something to celebrate. For a lot of people, it's because they need an escape. And so what was established was that a lot of people are living lives worth escaping from, not lives that are worth talking about. And from that idea, from that problem, a solution was born, which is Watabu. And so it's in the name, worth talking about, WOTABU. It's an acronym. And so the mission of Watabu is simple, kind of two things. One, to inspire young people all around the world to be able to go out there and live a life we're talking about, whatever that means in their own eyes, and actually give them the vehicle and the means to make that a possibility. And so maybe for Christian Jewkes, living life we're talking about means traveling the world. And for myself, it's gaining financial freedom to potentially set up my future family. And maybe for someone on here like Brittany Robb, being able to go out there and live a life we're talking about is being able to expand her network and build her personal brand as an entrepreneur. And so it means something different to everyone, but we can come together for this common purpose of really just doing something bigger than ourselves. And so there's kind of two big components to Watabu that make it so unique to the marketplace. The first is this travel club. And so how this travel club works is that we have access to a portal that we privately own. And similar to a company like Expedia or Travelocity, it gives people discounts on travel. The difference is that a company like Expedia, they buy travel at wholesale and they sell it at retail. And so they make their money by people buying their trip and purchasing that. What Watabu does is they actually buy travel at wholesale, sell it at wholesale, and make their money through people's monthly memberships as customers. And so what it is it's a way to get the wholesale Ross discounts on travel. And it's cool because it's like a Netflix of travel. And instead of charter on demand where you pay for movies individually, Netflix, you get access to every movie and TV show. And so through Watabu, you get access to every wholesale discount on travel with hundreds of thousands of options to choose from, all the way from flights to car rentals to cruises to luxury resorts and anything of that nature. And so I was personally able to go out there and actually use this portal in October to take someone down to Disneyland and save $700 on a hotel and $200 on the actual Disneyland tickets. And that's just a personal testimony for me. There are a million different ones out there and people that you can probably talk to that showed this to you that can really give you theirs. But that's kind of what this portal is able to do for people. And so that's kind of the first part about Watabu. That's like the foundation and the main services that are being given to people. But outside of that, the travel club also includes these getaway trips. So what happens is at the most every 3 months, Watabu is taking people on these getaway trips, sometimes hundreds of people. And they're going to remote locations where we not only go on a vacation, but we do crazy epic things. And so out there in December, we actually went to Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. And yes, we enjoyed the beaches. Yes, we enjoyed the margaritas. Yeah, you did what you would do in Mexico. But one of those days was blocked out for teams of 4 to actually have an amazing race, where we raced around a 9-mile resort doing different tasks. And then from there, teams were eliminated and 2 were taken across the cove to the other side of Puerto Vallarta, where they took boats off the coast of Mexico to a hidden beach, where on this beach, we raced up through an abandoned city, up the side of a mountain to a waterfall, collected flags, pieces of maps, ended up solving puzzles, and the winning team ended up running across the beach to dig up a buried treasure chest with $5,000 in GoPros and cash inside. And so professional videographers filmed the whole thing. There's a video that's gone viral all over the internet with that. And that's just one of the many things that we're going out there and doing. The next trip that's kind of scheduled that's US-based is to Lake Powell in June. We're going to be out there with houseboats and jet skis and a blob and wakeboarding boats and Roman candle wars and fireworks shows. And we're taking hundreds of people out there for a week to go on this trip. And so those are the type of trips that Watabu is doing. Not just normal average vacations, but actually helping people to live a life we're talking about and doing things that they would see in a viral video. And so outside of the actual travel club, there's also an adventure club. And how this works, kind of 2 parts to this too, is that number 1, we have the Watabu challenge. And so you can go like the public Watabu Facebook page. Doesn't matter who you are, where you live. You can check to see what the theme of the month is, and you can actually make a video that falls under that theme of the month. And so in February, the theme of the month was winter versus summer. In places like Australia, where it's summertime right now, people went out there and made videos around the theme of summer. Out here in Oregon, it's freezing cold. And so people made videos in the snow a lot of times, snowboarding, skiing, whatever it may be, snowmobiling. And so you make a video that's 60 seconds or less, you upload it to YouTube, you turn it into the Watabu page, and then from there, people like and comment and vote on your video, and the one that has the most votes at the end of the month, that group of 6 to 8 people win whatever the trip of the month is, or they win getaway credits, which go towards a free trip. So Watabu does that every single month. And you don't even need to necessarily be a customer or an ambassador to even have access to that, which is pretty cool. You just need to know someone that is. So that's the Watabu challenge, a way for people to actually win vacations, win getaway credits by simply making a video. The other parts of the adventure club is the Watabu weekends. These are going on in markets where there's people who are actively involved in Watabu, and they're throwing events every single month. And so the idea is like a co-ed fraternity, but instead of people just networking and going to the same parties every single weekend, or getting a high off of just drugs and alcohol, people can get a high off of life and experiences by going out there and doing crazy epic things and winning trips through it. So out here in Oregon, for example, in the fall, we raced air mattresses down natural rock water slides. Out there in Michigan, they had a 250-person Zorb soccer tournament. So all these events, all the way from, glow in the dark, capture the flag on top of mountains, to 12-hour adventure races, to amazing races through the jungles of Mexico. Those are the type of things that people are doing to win vacations, and they're happening in markets all over the world as we continue to expand new countries and new areas every single day, and this thing really continues to grow and to take off. And so that's kind of the 4 big components to Watabu that make it so unique, and it's cool because I personally don't have to hop on here and try to convince and persuade everyone why this is the best travel and adventure club, because it is the only. And that's what's so cool about this, is that this is really unique. And so because there's no competition to all these different components, and it really is the only thing like that out there, it really just sells itself to people. And that's what's so unique about what's truly going on. And so people can actually have access to those 4 things, this travel and this adventure club, for simply spending $29 a month. Obviously for adults, that's nothing. For young people or people who are in college, that's what the average person spends on a weekend with, beer, weed, and Adderall. And so when you think about that, we're already spending those dollars, it's just replacing them into something that's actually valuable and something that's actually helping us advance our life. And so people can become a customer of that for $29 a month. They can refer a couple other people and not have to worry about having a membership at all, and still get access to all that stuff, which is absolutely insane to me when you think about the value behind it. And then there's a third part to Watabu. And so what's really cool is that Literally didn't just identify these problems and find solutions, but they also found a way to help young people and anyone really be able to actually create an income around this idea. And it's so simple. It's what Christian Jewkes is about to explain, and really it's our brand ambassador program. Most college students, most people right now, they're working jobs, they're busy, they have sports, they have other commitments. A lot of people are lacking time and money. Those are the 2 biggest things that hold people back from going out there and traveling more or pursuing their passions, feeling that they have to live the life that they have been told they have to live instead of the life that they want to live. And so what this is this is a solution to that problem. In a really simple way, Christian's going to take the next 10 minutes to really explain to you the brand ambassador program, the vision behind Watabu, and how you personally could actually get involved in this and get involved as an ambassador or a customer. And so Christian is definitely someone who's impacted my life over the past 1.5 years. I met him actually through another organization within this industry of network marketing, this $200+ billion industry. And it blew my mind to see his leadership. I looked at him and I'm like, wow, that's really cool, but I can never be like that. And it's so cool to be able to lock arms and do this with him now, and have the ability to not only have that mentorship from him, but also that friendship. And so this is someone who's done multiple millions of dollars in sales within his organizations over the past 3.5 years. He went from being a D1 college athlete to someone who also had a serious injury and wasn't able to play sports anymore, but it wasn't intended in God's plan for him to do that, but instead to impact thousands and thousands of lives through this movement and through entrepreneurship, and really just inspire the millennial to be able to go out there and understand that anything is possible if you're around the right people and you have the right vehicle for success. And so this is definitely someone to listen to, because in life, I believe that you have to listen to people that have what you want. And Christian Jewkes, whether it's his lifestyle, it's his income, it's his leadership, it's his honesty and transparency, there are so many different attributes of him that make him someone that I guarantee every single person on this call can learn from. And he's definitely someone that has what you want. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Christian to really close this thing out. Did you make it on the call, brother?
Of course I did, Mr. Unger. How are you?
Doing amazing, man. Take it away.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. And before I continue to proceed, guys, the growth that I have seen, and just to be a fraction of a piece of the growth he's been able to see is incredible. It is incredible. He can't legally drink alcohol, but he can present like that. I mean, what is life? Like, what is freaking life right now? Wow. Peter Unger, you are incredible, brother. And I love you. I love your family, man. You're amazing, dude. I'm excited to see what you're going to go out there and do. And so with that being said, guys, like Peter said, my name's Christian Jewkes. I'm 22 years old, currently somehow over here. I got talked into coming over to Metro Detroit area, Michigan, from beautiful North Carolina. Now I'm over here, but it's okay. It's been an amazing move. And for me growing up, like Peter said, sports was a massive part of my life, and God had a different plan, and I love the plan. The plan is amazing, so much better than my original plan. Isn't that how life normally works anyway? And so the reason why I bring that up is every single blessing ignored truly is a curse. And my parents always told me that growing up, and I never knew what that was. And the day I got presented this opportunity, that was going to be my blessing or that was going to be my curse. And so for you guys, as you listen here for the next 10 minutes, ask yourself, is this your blessing, right? Is this potentially your lifeboat? Is this potentially your way out? And if so, then we can talk about how we can go with that. So with that being said, like Peter said, we have an unbelievable, to recap on that, an unreal wholesale access to discounted flights, cruises, resorts, hotels, vacations all over the world. The Netflix or Costco of travel. What an innovative idea. We saw what Amazon is doing to the Kmarts and the Sears. We saw what Netflix did with Blockbuster. We saw what Costco is doing to the average mom and pop's grocery store. And we said, why can't Watabu do that to Expedia? Do that to Priceline, do that to Google Flights. And that's what we're doing right now. And that's pretty fun. You guys get to be a part of that. And so with that being said, we founded upon that principle, wholesale access travel, which is incredible. But we want to make it personalized. We want to make it unique. And that's where these getaway trips come in. People getting around all over the world, from North America, South America, from Europe, getting together, experiencing new cultures, new foods, people getting on a plane sometimes for the first time, getting their passport stamped for the first time, and experiencing what living life we're talking about with hundreds of people all over the world. And then obviously we have our monthly adventures, which are incredible, to say the least. There's so much freaking fun. The videos are insane. You got people throwing toast in toasters for trick shots. You got all sorts of craziness going on. People are creative, man. I'll tell you that. When you give people a camera in front of their face, it's amazing what they do. And so I'm excited for you guys to go out there and shoot your own. And so those are amazing components. But I will be honest, I do have a favorite piece of everything that Watabu has to offer. This is just mine, maybe some other people's, and it's our brand ambassador program. And so how it works is very simple. Think of online franchising, right? Online franchising. That's what we've been able to go out there and create. Think of traditional forms of franchising, Subways and McDonald's, Jimmy John's, Starbucks. You go out there, the average franchise is $250,000, and all you get is a building, a license to sell that food or service, and then guess what? A system, right, to fry, the McDonald's fries for 7 minutes, or to put 2 squirts of the French vanilla in your latte. Okay, that's what you get. That's what you get for $250,000. I think that's a scam, but whatever. Anyway, that's that. What we've been able to do is look at that industry, and it's blowing up. People are thriving in franchising, and said, obviously we can't afford a $250,000 business at 19 years old, for me, hypothetically, but what can we do? We can take that concept and idea and leverage a product and a service that's already proven in the marketplace, and we can provide it to people all over the world for a discounted cost. And so that's what we did. We created an online franchising through Watabu, and how it works is very simple. Every single brand ambassador Watabu has their own replicated website. It's their first and last name .watabu.com. And by them referring customers and or potential ambassadors to that website, they're going to create a commission for creating that sale. Pretty cool, right? Word of mouth advertising. What's amazing about the business, though, is that you're not just going to get paid for what you do, but that entire ripple effect that you can continue to create. And the reason why I love this business is, for me personally, I always had this battle between my spirituality and my beliefs over here of what I think was the moral code and right thing to do, but also my desire to have nice things and help other people. And so what's insane and so cool about this business is the more people you help, the more income you create. It's the most morally and ethic way I've ever seen to go out there and not just have, the art of achievement, also the science of fulfillment. And it's just so cool. It's so cool to go out there and do that. And so this amazing system is amazing. And the cool thing about it is this travel industry. Get this. Travel industry is a $7.6 trillion industry. 7.6. Just because most people don't know what a trillion really is. We can't quantify that. It's hard. I know your brain's a supercomputer. Okay, a trillion seconds ago was 32 years ago. Think about that. A trillion seconds ago was 32 years ago. 7.6 of that was spent on travel. I just showed you a way to make a lot of money, helping a lot of people to get into a piece of that $7.6 trillion industry. All right, we don't have to have the whole thing, Not all of it. You know what I'm saying? Just get the friends, the homies, the family, a little slice of that. That's all we're doing, okay? That's all we're going out there and doing. And so what's amazing about Watabu is it's more than just a business. It's a family. We have a culture behind this. The inspiring people to live a life we're talking about, so much more than a catchphrase or a mission statement. It's legitimately a lifestyle that people are living on a day-to-day basis, not just with traveling the world and building a business, but every single aspect of their life has now increased due to this new mission statement, being collectively a part of something so much bigger than yourselves. And so my short story, guys, with this business model and what it's done for me, this brand ambassador program, I've told 16 people about the business. That's it. Not some crazy task. 16 people are like, all right, I'll do this thing. This is pretty sick. I want to go on epic trips. Let's see you travel the world. I'm down to go on the next trip. Let's get started. They went to my website and got started. And from those 16 people, it's now expanded to over 1,000 ambassadors all over North America in a few different countries. And so that's why I'm blessed enough to just be talking to you guys, not out of theory. See, I want you guys to realize what we're talking about. You can sit there and be like, oh, yeah, that's actually a really cool idea. Like, they good. They thought of that. Guys, this isn't a theory. It's already happening. People are already crushing this thing all over the world. And it's not just Peter and I. This thing is happening everywhere. And what we're showing you guys is an opportunity for you to make it happen for you. Because I know at 19 years old for me, with a torn labrum, 34 grand of student loan debt, and $3 in my bank account, I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. I had a lot of fear, doubt, and hesitation. And here at Watabu, we have faith, hope, and a plan. Okay, it's not the only plan, but we're showing you a way for millennials all over the world to tap into a $7.6 trillion industry using a business model that's the second highest paid profession other than professional athletics. And I'm not seeing the Tiger Woods on here. So the second best way to be Tiger Woods type money in a $7.6 trillion industry with your friends, with your family, and get this. The business itself, it's not $250,000. That's super exciting, right? Whew. All right, you guys can breathe now. How you get started is so easy. Right? Like Peter's talked about, becoming a customer, very simple. $29 a month, every single month, having access to wholesale travel and all these amazing things. But as a brand ambassador, you can go out there. You see, we don't want to just talk to people or tell people about Watabu. We want to show them. We want to show the world. And so what we do is we offer this thing called a premium membership for all of our ambassadors. A premium membership, what it comes with is, number one, a 3-day, 2-night voucher in over 250 cities all over the world. So you're getting a 3-day vacation up front, day one, like, what's up? That's Watabu. That's what we're talking about. Like, oh, congratulations, welcome to Watabu. Here is a 3-day vacation. That's number one. Got to book it 30 days in advance, all right? So you can't be at this party and then, use your voucher. It's not how this thing works. You got to plan a trip with your friends or significant others, all right? So 3-day trip. You're also going to go out there and get 20% off your next open trip. Our next open trip being in June, Lake Powell, 370-foot houseboats, fireworks, okay, like real ones, a lot of them, and it's going to be insane. Zip lines, blobs, wakeboarding boats. It's going to be reckless. It's going to be so much fun. Over 250 people all over the world at this next trip. We have multiple ones. We have ones in Europe and Amsterdam. We got ones potentially in Dubai, low-key, working on that. All right, so we got some good things in store. You're getting 20% off. 20% off your next open trip automatically in the form of getaway credits. 50,000 of them is a free trip. 10,000 of them is what you get up front. Think of them just like flyer miles, as well as you get your own replicated website that normally costs $6,000. You're just going to get that for free because why not? Because that's what we do. You're also going to get access to the compensation plan, as well as in our private Facebook page, receiving mentorship and calls like this going on every single night. All of that for $399. That's right. This kid right here sold 2 pairs of Jordans, a pair of Dre Beat headphones, and got a baby loan from his mom and dad. Thank you, mom and dad. And turned that loan and flipping a few things in his dorm room to over $7 million in sales. Thousands of people within my organization. And most importantly, the impact of knowing I provided an opportunity, a business model, a product and services that has literally changed tens of thousands of people's lives. That's freaking cool. And that's what we're throwing out there to you guys today. And so with that being said, I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. And so after this, I definitely want you, number one, get back with the person who got you on here and just thank them. That's it. Just thank them. Whether you're going to do this or not, thank them because they legitimately feel morally obligated to tell you about this. Because whether you decide to do this or not, they are. They're already in this thing. They're crushing it. They're going to be traveling. They're going to be having an amazing experience. They just wanted to show you a way to go out and do the same thing. Most importantly, so you're not upset when they're like chilling in, Lake Powell, kicking with 250 amazing people. They don't want that to happen, right? It's like no one wants to watch that from Facebook. You want to go, all right? So number one, thank them. But number two, if you have any questions, make sure you ask them. Get on with an expert and continue to question this thing logically. Don't follow it blindly. Every single question you have truly does have an answer. Just continue to ask those questions, all right? And so with that being said, you just have to ask yourself a few things. Number one, if not you, then who? If this isn't for you and you're on here and like, man, this is cool, but I just can't see myself doing this, maybe you know a couple of people that do want to travel the world and do want to make more money. Because, I mean, those are pretty common things. You know, I think a lot of people like to travel and make more money. Potentially, who knows? If you know those people, just get them in touch with those people. So if not you, then who? If not now, then when? If this isn't the time you're going to start traveling the world or start taking your financial literacy and financial future seriously, then when are you? Start to ask yourself. You're not getting any younger, so traveling is probably not going to be getting any easier, right? And with that being said, we only have so much time in this world. Let's go ahead and make the money now so we can have the fun in the process, not like have all this fun and then work for the next 40 years of life. I don't like that plan. That doesn't sound fun. So let's go ahead and crush this thing right now and travel the world in the process. So if not now, then when? And lastly, if not this, then what? And this is the question that really got me. If you aren't going to get started with Tabo and this isn't the right fit for you, then what is your game plan? You see, because it doesn't matter it doesn't matter whether you get started or not. It's that we want to make sure that all of our friends and all of our generation has an opportunity that they're passionate about. You see, for me, I had no clue what I was going to do the second that sports went away from me. That was my career option. That was the path that I'm on. And luckily, this industry and this business model, this movement fell into my lap. And this was able to propel me in a vehicle and platform that I could plug into to become the best version of myself. And that's all we want for you guys. That's it. A vehicle and a platform for you to continue to grow, to continue to elevate, to continue to become the best person that you can possibly be. And that's all we want for everybody. And if that's this, that's amazing. If not, go out there and find it, crush it, dominate it. And we're going to love you and support you anyway. And so with that being said, guys, that's a little bit about Watabu. Continue to question this thing logically. Get your questions answered. Get back with the person who got you on here. And go live a worth talking about life. Talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.
A lot of it is just